How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Ethan Bridge and I am host of the Social Media Marketing School podcast. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you all about increasing your average order value. So I'm going to start off by telling you the definition, what it's all about, and then I'm going to be going into my top tips and tricks to actually increasing that average order value. So you may be selling a product on Instagram, you may have a Shopify store, you name it. If you want to increase the average amount that each of your customers spend, make sure you listen to the rest of this recording. So I'm just going to start off by reading you the exact definition of what average order value actually is. So average order value, or AOV, is what a lot of people actually refer to it to, tracks the average dollar amount spent each time a customer places an order. To calculate your company's average order value, simply divide total revenue by the number of average orders. Pretty simple. It's essentially just the average of how much each customer spends that purchases a product from you. But you want that number to be as high as it possibly can be. The more your average customer spends, the more money you get in your pocket. It's plain and simple economics. So how on earth do you increase that average order value? Well, do not worry, because I have 5 tips on how I increase my average order value and how I teach other people to increase theirs. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into the first tip. So tip number 1, and that is to offer a free shipping threshold. Now, if you're used to selling physical online products, you would already understand that free shipping is just this thing that seems to have magic powers. And that's not me just exaggerating here. People go crazy for free shipping. Let's say your product was £50, but then it had $5 shipping. Now, if you just made your product $55, but then offered free shipping, you would make way more sales from that free shipping option just because you've got free shipping there. It's that psychological thing in your customer's brain that just goes, I don't want to pay for shipping. So if it's not free, I don't want it. But then if you change the actual price of your product, just up the price to what the shipping would have been, and then offer free shipping, you are much more likely to make that purchase because you are eliminating that factor of having shipping involved in your product sale. So to actually increase your average order value, I suggest that you add in what we call a free shipping threshold. So you will give somebody free shipping if they spend over a certain amount on your website. But let's say, for example, your most popular product, you might have a top selling product. Let's say that sells for around £65. You obviously don't want to make your free shipping threshold £50 because then everybody will get free shipping. So it's kind of irrelevant. You want to make it slightly higher than what you sell your most popular product for. So if you have that £65 product that is 75% of your sales, then you want to set your free shipping threshold to £70, slightly above it. Because then they're going to have to buy another one of your products to make it up to that £70 so that they get free shipping. Now, you might be thinking, but people will just pay the free shipping, it's fine, don't worry. But shipping in the first place might not even nearly cost you £5. That might just be your shipping rate. You just might make a little bit more profit because that is your shipping rate. So let's say, for example, you set that free shipping threshold at £70 and your product is £65. That consumer only needs to spend £5 more to reach that threshold, obviously. Now, you might have a common upsell that goes with this product that costs £10. Now, if they buy this product with the one they have just purchased, obviously that is going to put them up to £75, which puts them above the threshold. And even though they are getting free shipping, they are still spending more with you and your company, so they end up actually spending more money in the long run and you end up making more money. But in the eyes of the consumer, they are thinking, right, okay, but I'm only actually in reality spending £5 more than I would have anyway, so this product is only really costing me £5. Because if you think about it this way, they were spending £65 originally on the original product. Your current shipping price is at £5, so if they didn't buy the other product, they'd be spending £70. But if they buy the other product, and then they get the free shipping, they would actually be spending £75. So in their minds, they're only spending £5 more. But in your minds, you've just made £10 extra. So if you offer that free shipping threshold, you are dramatically increasing that average order value, and it's just a little psychological trick. That's all it is. You want to get people to just spend that extra little bit of cash so they get this magical free shipping option. So tip number 1, implement a free shipping threshold. So tip number 2, and this is upselling and cross-selling. So an upsell, for example, let's say you are an online coach and you're selling tickets to one of your events. Now, that is your core product. That is what you're selling. But when someone goes through to the checkout, you might then upsell them a coaching call or a mastermind that they can be a part of. But if they don't want that, you throw them in another option. It's just something that bumps them up at checkout to spend more money. Something they didn't previously know of that doesn't really have any direct relation to what they're purchasing at the moment, but something they may still be interested in because they're interested in the product that you're already selling. So they're obviously interested in you because they're buying a ticket to your event. So they know who you are, they know what you're about, they know what you sell, but now you are offering them the chance to have a coaching call with you. So even though it doesn't directly relate to what you're actually selling them in the first place, they may be interested in purchasing this coaching call. But before actually seeing this, they had no real thought of buying this product in the first place. It's more of an impulse buy. They sort of see it and go, oh, that's great, I want that as well. So they're in a good mood already. They're already purchasing something from you. So they're in a spending habit. So whilst they're in that spending habit, you want to make as much money from that individual as you possibly can. You don't want to just have them buy the bare minimum, then they're on their way. You want to try and squeeze as much money out of them as you possibly can. So have that upsell at checkout. Now, another option of what you can do is have a cross-sell. So for example, just because I'm looking into one right now, a camera. And Amazon do this amazingly. You'll notice on Amazon, if you go onto a certain product, but if you look slightly below the product, it has a section that says customers frequently bought with, and then it will have a list of products. So it has products very similar to the one that they are interested in already that could also complement what they are buying. So this camera, for example, that I'm staring into, the camera's brilliant, fine. But then they could cross-sell a camera lens. They could cross-sell memory cards. They could cross-sell filters. They could cross-sell microphones, you name it. All of these different products just to complete someone's setup. It might not be in their initial interest to buy all of this, but they may need it anyway, but they were going to buy it elsewhere. So for the camera, for example, you can't take a photo if you don't have a memory card in it. So cross-selling that SD card is a must, because how many people will buy a camera without buying an SD card? Nobody, unless they already have SD cards. And some of the SD cards are extortionate prices nowadays. You can get SD cards that are like £400. So imagine that. You cross-sell an SD card for £400, you make £400 more revenue, of course, because that's obviously not profit, but you have made £400 more from that customer that you wouldn't have previously made if you didn't include that cross-sell. So it's another great way to just squeeze as much money as possible out of your customers. So always think about it this way. Cross-sells and upsells, they are essential to increasing the average order value. It's what many businesses do and is possibly the key one to increasing that average order value. So make sure you are using it. Moving on to tip number 3, and it's offering a discount on a bulk order. This one's very similar to that of the free shipping, but it's just a different psychological aspect going into it. So when I mean discount off of a total order value, I'm talking about 10% off when you spend £100 or more. £10 off when you spend £100 or more. You are literally giving a monetary value off of the final order product if they spend over a certain threshold. So, how can this benefit your business most? Again, you want to set it at some price that's only slightly above your most popular product. You don't want it to be just below that, because then everybody's just going to be eligible for this discount. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You want to have it at a point where people aren't going to reach it, and they're going to then have to buy extra products in order to reach that value, because again, it works in the same way as the free shipping. The free shipping is obviously not as much money off in their minds, but when it comes to actual monetary value, they know exactly how much they are getting off. But this one you do have to look into in a little bit more detail. You can't just put it slightly over that most popular product if the product you normally cross-sell it with is slightly more but then under the threshold, because then essentially you're giving away that product for free, if you get what I mean. You kind of have to make it above a certain amount where you're actually going to make more money. You're actually making the customer spend more in order to reach that threshold. So let's say your most popular product is that £60 product. I would actually make your discounted price to which they actually get that offer at around £80 to £85, because in their minds, they're the majority of the way there already. And let's say they buy this most popular product and most people buy that cross-sell or upsell that you're offering with it. That should get them to there or thereabouts that discount threshold. Now you want to get them to buy one more product to overcome that threshold so that they get the discount. So if they just come on to buy one product, they may then consider the upsell. If they consider the upsell, you can almost guarantee yourself an added sale on top of that because they will want to reach that threshold amount. As I mentioned, it's very, very similar to the free shipping, but you need to be a little bit more technical with it because you don't want to be at a point where that threshold is an amount where you're essentially giving away a free product. You don't want it to be just slightly above. You don't want it to be £5 above, because then people are just going to see, okay, I'll just buy this small little product they got on the side and then I essentially get that for free. Pretty much a no-brainer. You want that threshold to be at a point where it is financially responsible for you as a company to actually offer that discount. So tip number 3, have a discount threshold for a total order value. So moving on to tip number 4, and I really like this one because it doesn't only play into average order value, it plays into lifetime value of your customer. I'm going to start off by saying it's exactly the same as offering that total order discount at a certain threshold. So if they spend over a certain amount, instead of giving them £10 off, you'll give them a £10 gift card. So you're not actually giving them the money off in that order, but it's still encouraging for the person, if they are near that amount, to spend a little bit more so that they get that discount. So it's exactly the same in that aspect. But what it's doing is when someone actually has a gift card, they're going to want to spend that. It's literally free money in their minds. So they're at a point where they've got this gift card and they're thinking, right, I've got £10 to spend with this company. Let me just buy more products. So you've got that first sale from them, and you may have upsold them to get them past a certain threshold so that they get the gift card in the first place. So you've increased your average order value there. But now the customer has this gift card, and so they're going to come back. They're going to spend more money with you. So you can look at that average order value, not just as that first order, you can also add on that second order, because they're coming back and spending even more money because you've given them that gift card in the first place. So it's not one, but 2 purchases plus the upsell in the first purchase to get them to that gift card threshold. So the gift card is a phenomenal one. I really strongly suggest you do this because it gets that repeat customer. And if you've got a repeat customer, and if you get someone to buy from you twice or maybe even 3 times, they're going to become a lifetime customer, assuming you've got great customer service and you've got a great product. If these people keep coming back, they're going to want to keep coming back. So if you can get the people to repeat purchase, brilliant. Offer the gift card. It's a brilliant one of my favorites that I mentioned in today's episode, so can't recommend it more. Now, moving on to my final point of today's episode, and it's to offer time-sensitive deals on bundles of products. So time-sensitive deals is essentially adding scarcity, and we all know how important scarcity is when it comes to selling products and making people actually want to buy on impulse. If somebody sees that this deal is only available for the next 30 minutes, hour, 24 hours, you name it, that's going to make them much more likely to impulse purchase that product because they're going to be scared that they're not going to get that deal in the future. They might be thinking, right, if I don't get this deal now and I want this product anyway, I'm going to be spending an extra £25, £30 depending on how much your discount is 3 or 4 weeks down the line. And that's just ridiculous from a consumer perspective because they already want your product. But when I actually talk about the bundle deals and the time sensitivity when it comes into that, I'm talking people have to buy 3, 4, maybe even 5 of a product within that time sensitive time frame in order to get a discount that you're offering. So it's not just, I'll get one of this product within the next 48 hours and you'll get £20 off. You're saying you will get 20% off if you buy 5 of this product within the next 24 hours. It's simple as that. But if you've got these loyal customers that are repeat customers and keep buying these products, skincare is a great one for this, for example, or makeup. Now, I don't know how many of you actually run those kind of businesses, but you can see what I mean. People use the same skincare products. People use the same makeup products. So down the line, they know that even if they buy 5 now, they're going to go through all of those and use all of those eventually. So in their minds, it's financially responsible to buy the bundle now and get the discount. They may have only been coming on for 1, but you've now managed to sell 4 or 5 because you have that discount offer if they were to buy the bundle within a time-sensitive deal. So obviously you can only really use this option if you have a product that people can repeat use. Toiletries and makeup, as I say, perfect example. But even plain clothes, white t-shirts, this grey t-shirt, you name it, things like that, staple items that people are going to have to buy over and over again. These are great ways you can actually put this offer in. So I really, really recommend it if you have one of these repeat products to try this out. Now, obviously, if you have this kind of system, you are going to have to work out your profit margins and work out how financially responsible it is for you to give a certain discount, or if you were to give an extra free product, you're going to have to work out your margins and work out the right price and where you can actually implement this. But if you do it right, you can make a lot of extra cash per customer. So final tip, really recommend it. Use the time-sensitive bulk discounts. And that does wrap up all of my points on how to increase your average order value. And that does round up today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, there's only one real ask from me. I'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turned on post notifications. As you can see, I am an incredibly new channel, so when it comes to this sort of thing, every little helps. So if you could do just that, I'd really appreciate it. But if you did enjoy the video, this is part of my podcast, Social Media Marketing School. This is just the video version I actually produce. If you want to listen to the audio version, and I actually release this content a couple of days early on the audio version of the podcast, so you will actually be able to consume this content sooner if you do subscribe to the audio versions of the podcast. I will leave links to those in the description. But if you have any questions with regards to anything I've mentioned in today's video, just reach out to me on Instagram at @themarketingethan. But I just want to finish off by saying, if you have made it to this point, thank you all for tuning in.